Welcome to the intro. I'm Jess Huddleston. Today on the show, we have Nova Scotia-born, Toronto-based singer-songwriter Rachel Bobbit. Rachel's latest EP, The Ceiling Could Collapse, released this past summer to critical acclaim. So I am so excited to have her here in studio today for some conversation and a few live performances. Here's Rachel performing more.
Just like he gave me conviction. Red herrings in early years that led
Hey, Rachel.
Hi.
I love that song so much.
Thank you so much.
You guys did such a great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We're so excited to be here.
Oh, well, I'm so happy to have you here. Can you introduce me to the squad here?
Yes. So on guitars, Justice Durr.
Nice to meet
And
you.
then drums is Stephen Bennett. And then bass is Isaac Teague.
Fantastic. Well, we're really happy to have you here in studio. I think this is a cool time in your career, so I can't
Thank you.
wait to get into a chat. I want to talk about that song.
Mhm.
That song really hit with me, and I think it probably hit with a lot of other women as well. I think you touch on some very noble topics in there, namely women's health care, which unfortunately all too commonly can gaslight women
For
into
sure.
feeling like the issues that they're experiencing are not that serious and something that they should live with.
Mhm.
And then also, when women get to a certain age, a measure of success can be having children, and that
Mhm.
is not something everyone's called to. So thank you for writing that song. I think it's a really important one, and I'm curious where you were in your life, in your songwriting when you came up with it.
Yeah, I was kind of just running around to the doctor a lot of like pelvic pain, a lot of cyclical pain, and it was just a lot of people telling me the same things over and over again, like, have you tried this? Have you tried that? And it's like, yes, I've tried all of those things
Mm-hmm.
so many times. And I feel like at the same time, I was talking to a lot of my girlfriends about similar situations they've been in, and it was just kind of like compounding. And was also reflecting on like past relationships and not wanting kids and how that was kind of brought up as a potential problem and
Mm-hmm.
um, kind of just all of it was circling my head and I sat down to write this song. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it was interesting watching some of the reactions on social media.
Mhm.
They really resonated with me because exactly what you just said, it is something that unfortunately is all too common and a lot
Mhm.
of people seem to experience. And I'm not sure what the answer is, but I think music like this at least helps people feel a little bit less alone.
Yeah, that's definitely the hope.
And your words and your wordplay and the language that you use, it's so advanced. It's poetic and profound to me in all of your songs. I know you're a big reader.
Yes.
You read a lot of books and you have a newsletter and you give book recommendations in there, which is awesome. How do you think that literature and the stories that you see and read about, wraps into your storytelling, your own individual storytelling? Like, how does that
Mhm.
all come together?
Yeah, I feel like for me, a lot of the time it's just like reading sentences that say things in a way that I didn't know you were like allowed to say things. Like, I feel like a lot of the times the sentences that like halt me are the ones that are kind of weird. And it's like describing something using words you'd never think to use or sentence structure that you wouldn't think to use. And so I feel like reading books that do that kind of almost makes me feel like I'm also allowed to do that in a weird way.
Definitely.
So yeah, I think just like reading a bunch of different stuff and people just kind of writing a bunch of different stuff makes me want to also write some different stuff.
Yeah, it's very inspiring. I'm
Mhm.
sure you also have so many photos in your phone of pages.
Absolutely.
I do that all the
Screenshots,
time.
yeah.
Yes, exactly. Where I'm like, gosh, how did they figure out how to say that?
Yeah. And it's like a moment of like jealousy because you're like, now they did it and I can't do it.
Exactly.
But then you also want to, it makes me motivated to do something
That's what's up.
else.
You're doing it too. Can
Thank you.
confirm. Let's talk about the new EP or recent EP, The Ceiling Could Collapse.
Mhm.
I love that title. That title also
Thank
really
you.
hit me. So tell me about this body of work and particularly naming it that.
So for the EP title, I was kind of just like reading a lot and watching a lot of movies and trying to like find little phrases and words that like struck me and reminded me of the body of work that would become the EP. And I was reading the script to the movie Hereditary online.
Oh, unique
Yeah,
pastime.
yeah. I was like, I just really want to get into like the architecture of this movie a little bit. So I was reading the script, and there was a deleted scene. I won't spoil the movie in case you haven't seen it, but the family suffers a loss, and the dad was talking to the mom, and the mom was saying, "Well, like, what if we did this differently, and then this wouldn't have happened, and all these different things." And the dad kind of said, "Well, the ceiling could collapse, and there's nothing we could do about it. So all we can do is deal with the now and what we know is real." And that kind of struck me, and I feel like
Mm,
played a lot into the themes of this EP and kind of the duality of like the ceiling could collapse, so we need to like do something about it. And it's kind of scary, and also the ceiling could collapse, so you just do what you can right now, just kind of live for the now, as cheesy as
Yeah.
it sounds. But
No, it's true. Sometimes that's all you can do. Isn't
mhm.
that so interesting? If you hadn't gone down that internet
That rabbit hole.
wormhole,
Yeah.
exactly, and decided to dig into that, you wouldn't have seen that line that didn't even make it into the final cut,
It's so
yet now plays
funny.
such a big part in your life and your
Mhm.
music.
Yeah.
Let's get into another song. I think I know what you're playing next, but I'd love you to tell me about it.
Yeah, this next song is called Gemini Ties.
Mm.
I'm a twin. I have a twin brother. And the song I just wrote describing my relationship with him. I have a very like protective quality to the relationship I have with Max is his name. And obviously like he's an adult. He's capable and, very accomplished, but there's still this part of me that will always feel like I need to protect him from the world and kind of shield him. So the song was kind of written about that.
Beautiful. All right, well, let's hear Gemini Ties. Thank you.
Thanks.
We came out talking, two faces crying, two Gemini
Really nice. Thank you. How
Thank
does your
you so
brother feel
much.
about that song?
He likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I showed it to him. Tears were shed on
Oh,
both parties, so we're a very emotional family. So it
Gemini.
was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love with really minimal songs like that how they still manage to kind of swing, you
hmm
know? And I don't know if you're one of those artists who doesn't like when people gently compare their music to other music.
No, go for
Okay, when I
it.
hear that song, and I love that song, it reminds me of Summer Between Playground Love by Air,
Mhm.
and the haters won't love this, but I don't care. Sparks by Coldplay.
Yes, we were listening to Coldplay on the way here.
Really?
Yeah.
Honestly, some of it really holds up.
Strawberry Swing. That
Yes,
song. Yeah,
I love it.
love it.
Yeah, really nice stuff. I would love to talk about your earliest days on a platform I haven't thought about in a pretty long time, which is Vine.
Yes.
You got your start on Vine.
hmm
And I can't unearth these videos and check them out. So I'd love for you to tell me what was your presence like on there and how do you think it kind of shaped what you're doing here now?
It's cute. I look back on it now with fondness, but I think it took me a long time to get there.
Okay.
Just because I was so young, and it was really just me in Nova Scotia without really like an outlet to be creative. Like at least where I grew up, it was kind of like either you're in musicals or you're in like band in school, like
Mm.
marching band type stuff, or you just like don't. You're like folk. But I wanted to play with a band. I wanted to like do music more in my own way, and I didn't really feel like I had an outlet for that, so I just started posting videos and got some traction, and I feel like it was fun. I was like, "Oh, it's so cool that people want to listen to me sing," but I was also like, "Nobody look at me ever," because I was like, I'm 15 and I'm going through a lot.
Yeah.
So it was overall good, but a lot of emotions for sure
I
during
can
that time.
imagine. You might have just squeezed in at the tail end of people not being able to unearth videos that they
Yeah,
make of themselves when they're 15
for
because you look
sure.
at the era we're in now, there's going to be a lot of people looking back and doing some solid deleting
I
and
think about that
cringing.
a lot. Like, it's so good that I didn't have TikTok when I was like 11.
Yeah.
That would have been so dangerous. So,
Same,
yeah.
same. For so many reasons. I'm
hmm
just glad that it was pretty analog for me at that
Yes.
time. Thinking about your music in the past, you've also released some really successful covers. You've covered songs by Frank Ocean, Leonard Cohen, Bon Iver. And I think that's a cool talent to be able to take someone else's song and make it your own. And although I really do feel like you're on that solo path and journey right now, I'm wondering if you're thinking about present day music, recent music, maybe 2022. Has there been a song recently where you've heard it and you've thought, okay, I got to take a crack at this at some point?
I really like this artist named Samia.
Yes.
Yeah, love her.
Big Wheel is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, no, me too. And I feel like Show Up
Yes.
it was like literally like my top song on Spotify, like the stats.
Yes.
So we haven't actually tried to cover that, but it's definitely been in the back of my mind as like one I would just love to get into because I feel like um if you didn't write a song, obviously that's not yours. But if you can cover it, it's like that's as close as I can get to it being mine.
Exactly.
You
Kind of
know?
like the books when you were talking
For
about.
sure,
It's like I
yeah.
didn't write it myself, but here's my way of relating to it.
hmm
Well, I've had such a wonderful time speaking with you today. It's
Thank
so easy
you.
to
Me
chat with you.
too.
I've loved having a front seat to all of this amazing music, and I'd love to hear the last song. What are you going to perform?
Yeah, the last song is called What About the Kids? Just kind of about traversing familial trauma.
Mm,
Yeah.
heavy stuff, but important stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you again for coming in.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, my pleasure.
Standing in the kitchen, you were painting a picture of life, waving in a room of faces that all kinda looked like mine. Ours comparing stories and debating who remembered it right. Seconds after you start crying, you turn away and leave for the night. Don't let the kids see.
Thanks so much for tuning into this episode with the wonderful Rachel Bobbit. For more episodes of The Intro, you can hang out here or you can head to cbcmusic.ca/theintro.